Hello, good people. Happy Wednesday. Thank you for joining us for another We and Co Wednesday. I am your host, Jordan Wormley, and this is my co
And
host,
I'm Shelby Wormley.
and we are the We&Company. So if you don't know us, today's all about getting to know a little about us and a lot about the people we work with and the stories we tell. And we're just really excited to be back. I feel like we've been gone for a while. So I'm excited to be back. How are you
Been
feeling?
gone for a minute now. I'm back with the gym.
Oh, you back.
Yeah, no, I'm excited to be back. It's the end of the summer, so
It's flying by. It is
yeah.
flying by. August. Like, where did August come from? Already?
I love fall though, so I'm not as sad because fall is my favorite season. But I was not at the beach enough this summer, and I did not swim enough. But
It's not over.
it's not over.
It's
There's still a
not
little bit of
over.
time. Still a little bit of time.
Fall is actually my favorite season. Summer used to be my favorite season, and then I grew up. And then you just realize it's hot. Your electric bill goes up, and you don't get off of
We
work
left the air
like you get
conditioner
off of
on for
school. Oh
days.
my gosh, don't get me started. But hey, that's not. We're not here to talk to you about electric and all that good stuff. We just want to catch you guys up on what we've been doing and where we've been. I know we took a little bit of a break for a little while, but we have been very busy and very active. Getting a chance to work with a lot of local community leaders and organizations,
Mhm.
uh, and also just taking some time to ourselves. We definitely needed a moment in there. Had a very big transitional point in our life months ago that we're still kind of coming back through. I don't know how much you want to talk through that, but uh, we
Mhm.
appreciate everybody's support through all of this. It has definitely been a journey.
Yeah, it has. It really has. And yeah, I'm just thankful to be back and thankful that we get to do what we love and share amazing stories with you all and, continue to move forward and honoring those we love in the process.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get into really what we're going to talk about today. Like we said, we've been working with a lot of different organizations these really over the summer, these past few months. And there's a very special project that we can't wait to share with you all. It is called the Compassion Project.
It is a awesome project. We're working with a local hospital with. We'll keep bringing you guys some more information, but really excited to share the work from that. But today we're going to kind of share a little bit about our personal experience going through the process. I really can't wait to show you guys some of the images and videos that were created from it. But we really just want you to understand why it was important for us to do it.
Yeah.
We're storytellers, so we like to tell stories that inspire or educate or empower people in our community around us. And this fits just so perfectly in the mold for why we do what we do that we're just excited to share for you. So,
So the Compassion Project is a project that we got to partner with Penn State Health St. Joseph Hospital with, where we really gather the stories of compassion from the various care workers that work there. So they shared with us what compassion means, stories of compassion, and they were able to bring in different items of compassion, that things that represented compassion to them. It was a very beautiful project. And I feel like whenever we do projects like this, we just learn even a little bit more about ourselves. So today we're going to speak with you all about what compassion means to us. So we're going to play these videos and then we'll meet you afterwards to chat about it.
check it out.
If I was to share my story of compassion, it would be it was back in 2018 actually. And me and my family, my cousins, we were all in Delaware at the hospital for my Aunt Gina. And it was honestly her last few moments. And they had to pull the plug. And so we all, were with her during some of her last breaths. But I remember when the hospital staff came in and, you know, turned everything off, and, they had to pull the plug. And so we all, were with her during some of her last breaths. But I remember when the hospital staff came in and, you know, turned everything off, and, they had to pull the plug. And so we all, were with her during some of her last breaths. But I remember when the hospital staff came in and, you know, turned everything off, once the moment came, we all lost it. We all really just broke down, started crying. But, keep in mind, we're still in the hospital. There's still patients, right next door. And right to the room next to us was a family. The light, I remember it so vividly. Like, the lights were still on in the room. It was like a warm, bright feeling. Whereas in our room, the lights were a little dim. But there was a family right next to our family visiting someone who, they were good. They were going home. And they realized what was happening right next to them. And there was a man, I didn't know his name. I don't even remember his face. But he just looked at me and he just opened his arms to give me a hug. And as I cried, and I remember being so thankful in that moment because, I just wanted to be held. There were no words that could really be said or words that would reach to really define what we were all feeling in that moment. And it all hit us in a lot of different ways. But just having someone see me in my suffering and extend that love, extend that compassion and grace, and extend, hey, I don't have much, but, this is what I can do.
No, that's a beautiful story. It's often the hardest of times that you really see people step out and show that care and show that love. And a lot of times we get from strangers. I think we've all experienced that. And I'm a believer, so I believe God will send people in your lives, especially in particular times, to give you a particular message or to give you some version of His love so that you feel loved and cared about. And I've said this before in another video, but somebody here said compassion is where care and passion meet. And it really is sticking with me. So when I think about what compassion is, I think about people taking that care that they have, that we should just have for one another, and things that maybe they're passionate about, and showing that and putting those things together to show that. So in times where maybe I'm going through loss or had a hard time just in life, people might show up and bring a meal because I can't cook for myself, but they love to cook and they care about me. Or I might just get a card in the mail that just is thinking about you, or hey, do you need something, or a call because they don't mind writing or they don't mind talking. It's finding that thing you're passionate about and then using that to show people you care about them. So we all show compassion in so many different ways, and that's one of the things I've loved listening to people's explanations is they're all different. People all look at it a little bit differently, but that's the beauty of compassion. You can approach it in so many different ways. It just has to come from a place of love and caring and passion. So, yeah, there's so many stories, like Shelby said, that I could even just go through right now, but the commonality in all of them is somebody showed me care and somebody used a passion of theirs to show that care. And so if you're ever in a moment like that where you're like, man, I don't know what to do for this person, think about something you're passionate about and think about how maybe that can affect and help them in their lives, and do it from a place of love. Do it from a place that shows that you care. And I can guarantee it's going to be, even just that little act can really change somebody's day. Give them a smile, give them that hope, and give them that love. So yeah, that's what compassion is to me.
And like someone mentioned, even just sitting with someone in their space, that goes a long way too. So we're really excited about this project and really wanting to hear more dialogue around what compassion means to you and those stories as well. So thanks for listening.
Whew. So that was the just a brief look into the Compassion Project that we are doing with Penn State Health and Reading St. Joseph's. Uh, Very grateful to them for allowing us to come into the space and just meet their employees and hear their stories. And everybody was so open and so welcoming. And I'm just very grateful that we got to listen to a lot of their stories.
Yeah, so it really opened up the space for us to have the conversation around what compassion meant to us, and it really had us reflecting on not only what it means, but the different ways it has showed up in our life. One of the common questions we asked everyone to do during this project was, define compassion. Like, how would you define it? And it was very interesting to see how so many people had so many different definitions for it or ways of explaining it or even loss of words to explain it because it's not just words, it's an action and it's a feeling. So it really had us reflecting a lot. So we had just wanted to take a moment to share some of those stories. And the story I shared in the video you all just watched, that was the first thing that came to mind when I thought about compassion. And I even remember back around that time when everything was happening, how I was like, wow, just what a beautiful way to show compassion really to someone in need. And a lot of times we don't always have people to witness us in our grief, and having someone in that moment to comfort me in my time of grief really, really did mean a lot.
Yeah, and even just when we were in the hospital setting and talking to people about compassion, it made me realize that people show compassion throughout so many different stages in life. It's not always necessarily you may have lost somebody, but you might just be struggling and going through some really tough points, and nobody knows it
Mhm.
because so many of us every day kind of hold some things inside that maybe we should be sharing, but we're not ready to share, or for whatever reason we can't share, and you're just having a hard day. Nobody knows it, but you go into work, you go home, and you get a hug from that one person you just look forward to seeing every day, and it just lifts you. It brings you life. It pours in life, and I just truly start to appreciate that more because there's so many people throughout my life who may not have known I was going through a hard time, but were just there just with an encouraging word, not because they knew I needed it, but just because that's who they are. That's who they want to be, the type of person they want to be. And I hope I show that kind of compassion to people. That's what we try to do, especially through
Mhm.
our storytelling, to do it in a compassionate way where people's stories are the center of why we're doing it
Mhm.
and not just a vehicle to show a cool new shot
Yeah.
or highlight something else, but to really show people that we care about who they are and the stories they want to tell. So it was, yeah, it's one of those moments that really just stop you for a second to make you really consider how blessed and how lucky we are to be surrounded by good people in our life, and uh, and hopefully to be that good people to others. So yeah,
Mhm.
this was definitely one of my favorite projects of this year. We get to do many, but this is going to stick with me for a while. That
Mhm.
I know.
Even during the process, after each participant would come in with their different items and we would have conversation and we would get to know them. And afterwards, we would just feel like, wow, like that either refueled me or it had me really stop and think or it made me even want to express gratitude um, even more. One of the other things that really stuck out just about this project, well, that I learned from working on this project was very oftentimes we ask people when they were working with different clients of how do you want people to feel when they see this? How do you want them to feel? What do you want them to see? And they always want them to feel
Mm.
moved in some way. So whether that's moved by compassion, moved by gratitude, it's something that just is reflected in so many different ways in the work that we do. So this was a very grounding experience as well. And especially in the setting that we're in, we're working in a hospital. So some people's worst days happen in that space and some people's best days happen in that space. Um, so yeah, I'm really excited to share my story with you all and we're really excited to share more about the project later on this month. It will be an unveiling at the hospital in Reading at St. Joseph's, I believe August
22nd.
22nd
Yep.
at 4 o'clock. Don't quote me on that, but it's somewhere around that time. It will be a permanent installation, and the installation consists of black and white images with people bringing their pets, their their kids, their parents, their loved ones, and or just things even that they love. So we're really excited to share that with you all.
Yeah. So over these next few weeks, we'll keep rolling out some of the footage and some of our stories, and hopefully maybe even some of the stories of some of the participants who loaned us their
Hmm.
time and their photos and their stories. So really looking forward to that. But thank you again to Penn State Health, St. Joseph's Medical Center for just allowing us to be a part of it, and really honored that we get to have something installed on the wall on a permanent
Hmm.
basis there. So I mean, that's just cool. That's a cool thing to do.
Yeah. All right. Well, moving on to
Yeah.
our next.
We got a little social check-in coming
Yeah.
in.
Yeah.
Let's talk to the
So,
people.
so it is Wednesday. So we've already gone through the word of the day and BTS Tuesday. But let's talk about our word of the day for this week.
Is the word of the day for this
The
week?
word of the day is invigorate.
Invigorate.
Yes.
Love it.
Meaning to
Love it.
refuel, to energize. And it's just a fun word to say.
Invigorate. I like it. You know what it makes me think of?
Can you say it 10 times?
No.
Invigorate, 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 invigorate.
Mm-hmm. 4. Invigorate, 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 invigorate.
Okay,
invigorate. Yeah, I got it.
You can. You weren't actually supposed to do it.
Look, I was like, I
You're
got to
supposed to.
8.
You're supposed to
It's 'cause you
struggle.
got to 4. But no, it makes me think of one of my favorite things and times, which is this summertime when we all get to go away and see family and go on vacations or just be outside. And for me, that is very invigorating. Literally, it gives life to be able to go out and do things with people you love and just get to see people smile and laugh. We did a cookout for Father's Day a couple months ago, but we did it at my grandparents' house, and we have not had a cookout there
With everybody.
with everybody, my
Yeah.
brothers and their kids and my mom, and we have just not all gathered in that space in such a long time, which is weird to even say because we really grew up there. Like we spent so much of our childhood there, so just being there and seeing my nieces and nephews run around and play soccer or cornhole or just eat and laugh, that was just so invigorating for me, and I hope and know it was for them as well. So, what are some things that have been invigorating you guys? So, if you got anything, throw it in the chat. But Shelby, what's something from this summer that you felt invigorated from? What uplifted you?
Let me think. Well, time with family is always very refueling for me. So in July, it was my grandmother's, my Nana. It was her 80th birthday. It was a surprise birthday. And
It was awesome.
it was great. It was beautiful. She was she was super surprised. She had all of her siblings there. My Nana is the oldest of 12, and it was beautiful. It was in South Carolina. But before the party, I had the opportunity we went shopping together
Oh
to pick out an
yeah.
outfit. The surprise was, "Oh, Nana, I'm gonna take your pictures for your 80th birthday. We're gonna do a surprise well, not as his surprise. We're gonna do a birthday shoot. So we gotta get you a cute outfit." So that was like the cover story.
She
And
went with
we
it.
went to Dillard's, which I had never heard of Dillard's.
Fancy.
Yeah, I'd never heard of
Dillard's.
Dillard's. But we were just shopping. We went shopping through the aisles, and I was like, "Do you like this? Do you like this?" And she ended up picking an outfit that I would wear. So she was very happy when she found out we have very similar taste. She loves earth tone colors and greens and blues and burnt orange, and those are some of my favorites too because fall's my favorite season, which is hers too. And honestly, just walking through the aisles and just having that experience with her really did refuel me. It wasn't like this big, because when you hear the word invigorating, you might think of like skydiving or like that was so invigorating. Like you do like this big thing or
Get
that
your
might
heart
heart
pumping.
pumping, adrenaline going. But things that invigorate you don't always have to be like these big moments or events. It can be the things that just refuel you. So that would definitely be a moment. And I loved how weeks later, she calls. She's just like, Shelby. She's like, granddaughter. I'm like, hello, grandmother. And she's like, I just enjoyed our time together so much. And it just really warmed my heart that we were able to spend that time. She's like, only thing that was missing was dinner. We just needed to get some dinner afterwards. So I'm like, we had a whole
meal.
surprise birthday party for you afterwards. We had dinner. But so that would be a story I would think of for the invigorate for word of the day.
That's a good one.
Mhm.
That's a really good one. Yeah, that was a great time. I mean, just seeing her face all light up, and when she
Yeah.
walked in, she was so surprised. That was awesome, 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 awesome. So yeah, what's something you guys have done that's been invigorating for you? You know, think
Mhm.
about it, throw it in the chat, send us a comment, let us know. Making sure you're doing not just big things, but even small things. I get invigorated from a bike ride. I love to ride a bike and feel the wind rush past my face. It's an invigorating moment. So just if it's not big, and be something small, you know. But let us know. Share it with the
Mhm.
share with the group. So that was our word of the day, though.
On
That's
Monday.
invigorate on
Make sure
Monday.
you check out our video from BTS Tuesday. And tomorrow will be Throwback Thursday. And then, oh yeah, Free Ride
Free Ride
Friday.
Friday.
Yeah, Free Ride Friday comes after that. Free rides have been fun. What was our free ride from last week?
I believe this one was about expressing
Yep.
love. So the free write from last week was, uh, what are some ways you've expressed love, confidence, or happiness to someone in your life? This can be about a person, place, or moment.
Hmm. Okay, I got one.
You got one?
hmm So, a way I have expressed love to someone is so the other day I was shopping at Ross, dress for less. And I love me a cute little dress. I love summer dresses especially, and I just could never get enough of dresses because you just got to put one thing on. It's super easy. But I had a moment where I was like, you know what, Shelby, you have enough dresses and you don't need to get another one right now. But you know who could use something? You.
Who? Me?
I was like, I should get Jordan a shirt.
She sure
I was like, I
did.
should buy him a shirt, because
I don't be buying
he
clothes,
doesn't.
y'all.
I buy
don't.
a lot of his clothes. Or,
It's not for
or
me.
I'll just encourage him like, hey, this would look nice. What do you think about this? But he's not going to just go out.
Not often.
Yeah.
Once or twice a year.
Not just because. Usually it might be for a
I
reason.
did talk about it today. I almost brought a new shirt for you guys today. I was like, you know what?
It,
I might
and
get
it
a
was the
shirt for
and it
today.
was the shirt I picked out.
Mhm. I'm
But he
saving
didn't.
that one for
Yeah,
a
we could
different
have
time.
been matching, but hey. But anyway, I didn't get myself a new dress because I wanted to get Jordan a shirt instead. And to me, that was an act of love because you know how I feel about my dresses and stuff.
I appreciate me wanting me to be looking as good as you look every day.
Yeah, and I
Just
wanted you to
gotta-
be surprised. I'm like, oh, he'll be surprised. He's not expecting this.
I was surprised. I'll tell you guys a surprise story another time, but I got really surprised earlier this year from one of my friends who sent me a gift. But different story for a
Oh,
different time.
why do that?
Because I
I
thought
don't
about
let
it, and I'm like, I'm not gonna go on that whole thing. I'll save it. But man, now you got me thinking. Like, have I been expressing enough love and
Okay, well,
happiness?
it's express love and confidence. It doesn't have to be about me. I'm just saying that was my story.
That was
It can
yours.
be of anyone.
Ugh. I do love making breakfast for people. Now, this would be for you, but I'll do it for my nieces
Yeah.
and nephews. I just love
Oh,
it.
yes, you should do that. Do
What
that
the
one.
one? Oh, okay. So yeah, whenever we have one of our 20 plus
Plus.
nieces and nephews over, and usually it's a few of them at a time. I always like to do experiences with them because that's what happened to me as a kid. My mom and dad were very big on giving us experiences. So we would go and do something we've never done, or even if we were at home trying to do something we'd never done. So for me, it was always important to teach the kids how to be safe in the kitchen. So ever since they were little, I mean, probably like 4 or 5 years old, I would start bringing them in to the kitchen with me to cook breakfast in the morning. So in the beginning, it may have just started out easy of, hey, you're going to mix the pancake mix, or you're going to help me crack these eggs. But now that they're older, I get to have them like cook on the
Yeah, they can make
stove,
breakfast
and
now.
yeah, they almost just make it themselves. It's great. But it is just the most uh, exciting and cool thing
Hmm.
to just watch them create. So they'll be in the kitchen, and yeah, we'll make pancakes, but I might bring out some food dye or some random toppings so that they
Yeah,
can customize it to be
they
their
can
own
pick which
thing.
colors they want.
Mix and match. And honestly, some of it looks crazy. Some of it looks absolutely crazy, but they love it, and it's something, and I love it. I love to just see them enjoying themselves and having a good time and bringing all the food to the table. And then we all share it together. And it's just
Yeah,
huge
we spend so
communal
much time cooking
experience.
it by
I
time we're
know.
always so hungry by the time it's done.
I'm like, yeah, I could have cooked all this in like 30 minutes, and it's been almost 2 hours, but it's going to be great. I've taught them how to keep the food warm, and
And
it's
they look forward to it every
they
time they
do.
come to the house. Like they know, Saturday or Sunday morning, we're making a big
Mhm.
breakfast.
Like, what are we gonna have? We do waffles, or we do
They be like, we
French
can make y'all
toast,
some
or we
eggs. We're
do.
like, yeah, go
They're
ahead.
getting pretty good. I mean, honestly, at this point, they can cook.
And we have photos of them from over the years from coming to our house and having breakfast. So it's like, they're barely stirring to like now they're just
Mhm.
whipping it up. So that's a good way to
Yeah,
show that, we love them, we value their time, and it's just nice quality time whenever
yeah.
they come.
I think that's definitely the one that comes for me. Uh, but yeah, so definitely let us know. Join in on Free Ride Fridays, even if you've missed it from this previous week. If you go through our page and you see one, feel free to submit it at any time, and we would love to see it. And if you're comfortable with us sharing it, we would love to share it
Hmm.
on here as well, so other people can hear about all the cool things that you guys are doing. So yeah. What else
Yeah.
do we have? Oh, we have something new for you guys today. We're going to start a new
Oh,
segment in our show. I'm
yes.
very excited. You want to tell them about it? You want to
I
set
do.
this
I
up?
do. Yes. So, as we're storytellers. We tell stories through photography, videography, the written word, all that good stuff. And we help people share their story in a lot of different ways. But we also want to see and hear more from you all, from the stories that just happen in your day-to-day life. So, we are officially starting a new segment as a part of We and Co Wednesday called our photo of the day.
Ah.
So, yes, every week we will share with you a photo of the day. It might be more than one photo, it might be two photos. It
If
just,
we get multiple
it depends
photos.
really. Um, but yes, we just started doing our photo of the day. So, our photo of the day is from our intern, Daniel. Daniel submitted this photo. It is of a beautiful landscape of a mountain in the background. You can see some clouds going, some green trees. I believe he took it in New York, right? Yep, he took it
Mhm.
in upstate New York, while spending some time with family. And I always love to see the moments people that make people pause, that make people say, "Hey, this moment is beautiful. Let me capture it. Take a picture. It lasts longer." But that is a really beautiful photo.
Yeah, I'm really, really grateful that Daniel submitted it and that his gets to be the first of our photos of the day. If you don't know, we have interns now. I don't know if we even know tell you guys that. Daniel is actually working behind the scenes for us, so thank you for that. But I have fallen in love with just nature photography. Maybe it's because I've started to hike more, bike more, so I love being out in nature. So sometimes just the stillness
Mm.
in the beauty of nature, especially you can capture just in that right moment at that right time, which I think he did just phenomenally. Is it's just it's so calming. Like it pours back into you. So I just love the photo because it just reminds me of all my favorite places and all the
Mm.
places I love to be and all the activities I love to do. So definitely a one photo from Daniel. Thank you for that. But yeah,
Yeah, it makes me want to go take a walk in nature. And I started out only exclusively doing nature photography. That's really what sparked my curiosity for photography. So I have a lot of photos of rocks and trees and streams and textured things. I did not try to make that rhyme, but a poet is gonna poet. That's all I gotta
You
say.
know it.
Okay.
Well, I had to get
You
that.
just had to jump
Just a little bit.
But yeah, no. So we encourage you to submit photos. And if you're like, I don't have any photos, go take a walk. One thing I do to practice mindfulness whenever I remember to practice mindfulness is I'll say, hey, I'm going to count how many shades of green I see. Or I specifically look for a color, or I look for different textures. So photography is also just a great way to practice mindfulness. Um, it's a way to capture the presence, but also still being in the moment. So thank you again, Daniel, for the photo of the day. We're excited to share next week's with you as well. Again, feel free to submit. Stay on the lookout for our different things that we have going on throughout the week, some of our stories of the week. And yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah. Oh, and if you do submit a photo and you can give us just a little bit the description of the photo, where you were, why you took it, why you love it, that would be very helpful. Because again, we love to share why it's important to you. We'll definitely tell you what we love about it and what it speaks to us, but we want to hear from you too, because it's your photo. So definitely share that. But yeah, please do continue to follow us. You can find us on Instagram, We&Company 19, Facebook and YouTube, We&Company.
Yeah, but you can find us on socials.
All the
I
socials.
remember all the names.
And check out our website, WeShareYourStories.com. If you're interested in sharing your own story, we'd love to help you. And other than that, thank you guys so much for joining us. We hope you take care of yourself this week, and we'll see you same time next week for another We&Co Wednesday.
Yes, y'all. Take care.